Shalom, Yashrala. It's your brother Dawada, coming back at you with this here truth again. First and foremost, I want to give all praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakha Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, great millstone that taught us this truth and that rule well. And salutation and much love for you, I can pushing this truth and sincerity in the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. So I want to jump into this here lesson dealing with, you that are on highways and the byways that are enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect, I know how it is sometimes when you're out here doing this here work, man. You don't seem to be, it's like you can't never do enough, Not just saying like, dealing with people that's in the truth or whatever, whatnot, but just in the world, man. All right. People don't understand and realize the things that you have to, the heavy burdens you have to deal with and whatever, whatnot, But nevertheless, this is our labor that we have to go through, And so, you might find yourself getting up and having to go to work like we all have to do or whatever, whatnot, and then working late or whatever, whatnot, then come home, have to deal with the shit at the house or whatever, whatnot, and then, you know what I'm saying, you also have to do the work of the Lord and everything else like that. So your life could feel like, you wake up, you go to work, do the work of the Lord, you come back home, go to sleep. Sometimes you don't feel like you have any time to do anything, not even saying having a life, but just not even have time to just sit down and just take a breather for a second, because sometimes, it's constant go, 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 go. All right. But nevertheless, I'm doing this here lesson for to edify, exhort, and to comfort you brothers, because I know that, you might be going through the same situations, because we have a duty to do for the Lord, man. We have a extra job, man. We're not out here like the rest of our people who's just so-called enjoying life, living their best life or whatever, whatnot, because they're spending and dedicating all their time to their own lust and their own, whatever they want to do, So sometimes you might, just being out and about and just riding around, just looking out at these other people or whatever, whatnot, like, damn, they got this little free time to go, sit out at the beach or whatever, whatnot, to go and enjoy life, to go do this and go do that. But nevertheless, we constantly busy. And in our free time, what do? We do more for the Lord. All right. So I want to bring out a couple scriptures to kind of highlight this. All right. This isn't anything strange or anything like that, but this is just where it's going to be at, But nevertheless, the one thing that we can do is continue in the faith. All right. Enduring to the end and give it all that we got, man. All right. Because, at the end all be all, the Most High see all the things that you're doing, man. Like, a lot of brothers bring that out, like, oh, the Most High see what you're doing in the dark or whatever, whatnot, it'll come to the light. But likewise with this, man. All right. The only thing that you can do is give it your all, man. All right. It might not seem pleasing in the sight of man or whatever, whatnot, but they don't see the whole thing. They don't see the whole picture, Sometimes trying to explain certain things to people or your family or whatever, whatnot. Maybe you have a wife or kids. They always, why you always doing this? Why you always doing that? Why you always busy? You don't ever have time for this. You don't ever have time for that. But like, hey, man, it is what it is, man. All right. Or, maybe your job might want you to work on the weekends or something. How come you can't ever work on the weekends? How come you have certain things you have to do or whatever, whatnot? But that's just our lot, man. All right. We don't have it easy here. We don't have it, how do I say? We don't have a rest here to where we could just sit here and rest and enjoy life here, man. All right. This isn't a place for us to sit here and enjoy, man. We basically on the job, man. All right. So I'm going to read a couple of scriptures and then, Lord willing, this will be edifying. All right, I'm going to start here in the book of Lamentations, chapter 5. I'm going to start at verse 1 and read down to 10. It says, remember, O Yahweh, what has come upon us, and consider, and behold our reproach. Our inheritance is turned to strangers in the houses, to aliens. We are orphans and fatherless. Our mothers are widows. We have drunken our water for money. Our wood is sold unto us. Our necks are under persecution. We labor and have no rest. All right, so going into these scriptures I just went into, it's like, hey, the Lord understands, man. Not only that, it's written, but the things that was written aforetime was written for our learning and our learning and our edification's sake, more or less to say. All right. But nevertheless, hey, the prophets beforehand, they went through the same things. They felt like, damn, man, I can't even catch a break. Not even saying, hey, you want to have a life to go out and go party and bullshit or whatever, whatnot. But just at the same time, it's like, literally, you get off of work, you're being hassled all damn day at work. As soon as you walk in the house, you got to deal with the shit that you got to deal with at the house, with your wife, your kids, your family, whoever you're dealing with or whatever, whatnot. And then it's just like, you might see certain people out in the streets or old friends. Hey, man, let's go hang out or whatever, whatnot. And then you just, nah, man, I don't have time for that. Nah, I don't have time for that, And people always will tell you, man, you need to get out and enjoy life. You need to live life. Like, well, when you think about it, there's really nothing out there to enjoy in life. But then at the same time, sometimes you might just want to have time to sit down and watch a fucking movie on TV, and not be disturbed, or just want to come in the house and be 5 minutes without having to hear a whole bunch of nagging and stuff. But nevertheless, this is where we at, man. This is our condition, man. All right. So we have to labor to get up out of this, because why? It's like a problem that you have. It's like, look, We went on a long journey. The car ran out of gas. And the gas station is like 10 miles up the block, you know. But you sitting there and complaining about it like, oh, this is all messed up or this is bad or whatever, whatnot. It's not going to get you closer to the gas station. You know, eventually you have to get up and go put in that work. Walk out to the gas station, get the gas, and then walk on back to the car to get the car back on the road. All right. So this is pretty much where we at, man. We didn't broke down, ran out of gas here in Babylon. But what we had to sit out, we got to get out the car, journey, go get some gas, and walk all the way back. Yeah, it's hot outside. Yeah, it's raining outside, or it might be snowing outside. You know, this is all metaphorically. You know, the conditions is rough. It's tiring. You don't want to do it. But nevertheless, you know what you got to do to get the car back on the road and keep going into your destination. All right. But what, at the end all be all, the Most High knows our condition, man. All right. This isn't nothing new or nothing strange. And not saying that to just be like, oh, let's toughen it up or whatever, whatnot. But at the end all be all, you know, like I said, this isn't a new feeling or nothing strange. You're not feeling, it's not nothing strange if you feel like this, because why? The things that was written aforetime was written for our learning and our understanding. All right. And this is what was going on with the prophets beforehand. All right. So let me read that again. Lamentation 5:1. Remember, O Yahweh, what has come upon us, and consider and behold our reproach. Our inheritance is turned to strangers. Our house is left to aliens. So, like, look, man, you don't even got a house to enjoy, man. All right. You got these damn strangers or these aliens or whatever, whatnot, living up in your houses or living in the better houses. We living in the slave quarters, more or less to say, while the slave master living in the mansion or whatever, whatnot. He got everything brought to him. And if not, you living with family, whatever, whatnot. It's not even like your own house. You can't even be the head of your own household and put down your foot and say, hey, look, this is what we're going to do, whatever, whatnot. Because why? Hey, man, if you got a wife and some kids, more than likely they're going to be like, nah, we doing this and that. This is why some women leave their husbands. That's in the truth, because they want to have their time. We want to go out every weekend. You don't ever do nothing for me, blah, 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 blah. And we don't ever spend time together. You always spending time with the brothers and whatever, whatnot, and so on and so forth. Then they'll wind up leaving. All right. But nevertheless, let me continue on. We are orphans and fatherless. Our mothers are as widows. All right. We are drunken. We have drunken our water for money. Our wood is sold unto us. So, hey, just for our bare necessities, man, for water, for thirst, just to keep you hydrated, and for wood to so-called, start a fire to keep you warm and to cook your food with. You know what I'm saying? Just for your normal necessities, your bare necessities, man. We got to labor for that. All right. Our necks are under persecution. We labor and have no rest. All right. So that's a key point right there. We labor and have no rest. All right. You doing all that you can do, and then people still don't acknowledge the things that you're doing. They're like, all right, well, maybe he is a little busy. Maybe he did just get off of work. Maybe I will give him a little minute to breathe before I just start nagging him about some bullshit or whatever, whatnot. Or maybe this brother's plate is heavy already. I'm not going to burden him with more than what he can handle right now, you know? So it says our necks are under persecution. We labor and have no rest. All right. This is pretty much the predicament that you'll find yourself in, man. You'll be thinking to yourself like, damn, man, how did this happen? Like, I can't even breathe for myself, man. I need to find something as simple as, I have a good example, man. I used to have this job, man, where I used to work damn near 6 days a week, man. All right. 6 days a week, 12 hours a day, every single day, man. All right. My only day off was Saturday to go out and go push the word, man. All right. And you know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, come to find out, you working all these damn hours, hey, there's a true saying, money don't buy happiness. What good is having all this here money if you can't even go buy toothpaste? It's not that you can't afford toothpaste. It's just that you don't have the time to go to the store to go buy the damn toothpaste, man. You always at work doing this and doing that. You don't have any free time, man. But what? This is the condition that we in. All right. So it says, verse 6, we have given the hand to the Egyptians and to the Assyrians to be satisfied with bread. So basically we in slavery just to get to get our daily bread, just to eat, man. We got to sit out here and we got to slave labor, work all extra hard and be so-called underpaid. All right. Just to get our daily damn bread, man. All right. And these things get hard and get tough. And you looking around, and seeing how things are like, damn, man, how the fuck, what's going on over here? How the hell am I over here laboring all damn day long? And these people over here just enjoying life all damn day long. They out here resting and enjoying and going out and then they'll make comments. Why don't you go out? You should go do this. But what'd you do this weekend? What'd you go do this weekend? Oh, we was out on the boat or whatever. Wouldn't I be like, well, shit, I ain't really do shit this weekend. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, we don't have time to do shit, man. All right. But nevertheless, continuing on, verse 7, our fathers have sinned and are not. We have borne their iniquities. Servants have ruled over us. There is none that deliver us out of their hand. All right. It says, we got our bread. Hey, that's another thing. Servants have ruled over us. There's none that deliver us out of their hand. That's some bullshit, man. You know what I'm saying? And if you're in your right mind, you'll be able to see this. It's like, how the hell, you know what I'm saying? Will you go to work depending on what type of job that you in? You know what I'm saying? You go to work and you might be around these damn Edomites that's just living it up. But then you have to keep in mind, this is their heaven. This is your hell. All right. The scriptures say, rejoice, ye daughters of Babylon. You know, but nevertheless, this is their time to live it up or whatever, whatnot. And also, you don't want to be envious of the wicked, man. All right. Looking out at these people, whatever. You don't want to trade your life for theirs, even though it seems way better and whatever, whatnot. But this is for a temporary fix. And really, they're not satisfied or they're not happy, man. And really, all their riches and their life or whatever they got going on is not going to be able to save them in a day of trouble, man. All these people are all examples of those that's going to be caught as a thief in the night, man. Because why? They're not looking and measuring the time diligently. All right. But nevertheless, they blinded to the fact, you know, they can't see these things. All right. Let me continue on. Verse 9, we got our bread with the peril of our lives because of the sword of the wilderness. All right. So, yeah, man, it's like, yo, man, we got to, you know, it's damn near, not to say a life threatening situation just to get your damn food. But sometimes it feel like that, man. You got to sit here and labor. And then what? Just like the scriptures say, man, you earn wages to put in holes with bags in them. You know, so it seems like, you know, no matter how much you work or no matter whatever, whatnot, you steal from here to there, man. All right. It's just like my grandma used to tell me it's like having a car, man. You know, you go get a car is like having a kid, man. As soon as you go get your paycheck, your kids start asking for some money. I need this here, need that, whatever, whatnot. All right. So it'll seem like that you're never going to get up. You're never coming up or whatever, whatnot. But at the end all be all, man, this ain't your rest, man. This is a place of our captivity. All right. Let me go from there to I just quoted it. This is oh, Salah, that's the wrong book. This is Micah chapter 2 verse 10. This is Micah 2 verse 10. It says, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you even with the sword of destruction, man. All right. And this is one thing that I constantly have to constantly remind myself of, because why? It's like you looking out there and it's like somebody done brought you to a damn Lamborghini or a Bugatti dealership, right? Oh, damn, this is a nice car. Look how fast it goes, how much power it got. I can get this and that, blah, 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 blah. But then you have to be reminded that, you know, those are all the pros. But what about the cons, man? Yo, it's like $25,000 to get an oil change, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, dog, when you get your first oil change, $25,000 for that shit, man. You can go buy a cheap brand new car for the price of an oil change. You see what I'm saying? You don't really want that. And then when you get out there, out and about, you know, you don't want to drive this car to the damn grocery store, to the Walmart. People gonna be scratching your car up and shit like that, opening doors on your shit. And, hey, how much is it gonna cost to get that shit repaired, man? All right. And not only that, man, really, you can't drive this car nowhere. Like in any type of weather, like here in Florida, it rains all the damn time. You get zero visibility of rain, and it floods here damn near every time it rains, man. So that car's not going to be good to be driving. Like, hell, driving a Mustang or some shit here in Florida is not good when it rains, man. Let alone the goddamn Bugatti, man. All right? And just imagine you got to go to the grocery store and put groceries and all that shit, man. All right? Yeah, but you done spent all your money to get this goddamn Bugatti, and it's your only fucking car. You know what I'm saying? You got 5 kids. You got to go to the grocery store. You got to go to work and shit like this and that, whatever, whatnot. But now you all destroyed because why? You can't afford to get your oil change. You know what I'm saying? You can't, your car all scratched up. You got to get these dings out, and they cost an arm and a leg. All right. You're trying to go to the grocery store to feed your damn kids. First of all, they can't even ride in the damn car. Only one other person can ride with you. All right. You ain't got no trunk space, so you can only pick up 2 boxes of Cheerios. All right. And a bottle of water. All right. So what? At the end all be all, you'll wind up being destroyed if you wind up going out and getting this damn Bugatti. All right. And trying to raise a family of 5 and shit like that. And that's your only car, man. All right. And I make that analogy based off of here in Babylon, man. Yeah, things might look good. You know, another analogy, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you be out and you see all these, hey, yeah, just being men, you see these juicy looking women or whatever, whatnot, and so on and so forth. And you're like, damn, man, you know what I'm saying? This and that. But at the end all be all, you can be like, you know, you have to remind yourself, like, yo, man, ain't no telling what kind of demon she got on her. First of all, if you just look her up and down and whatever, whatnot, you can see, you know what I'm saying, what's going off with her. Like, yo, that's defiled anyway, man. You don't want to get in with that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, if you ever seen that movie, A Thin Line Between Love and Hate, all right? Martin Lawrence and I forgot what the chick's name was, but homeboy started dealing with this chick. She had money. She could take him out, help him with his club or whatever, whatnot, but he was a player, right? He was trying to get with old girl, but at the end all be all that pretty face and all this is now all that money she could give him wound up damn near killing his ass. You see what I'm saying? She beat herself up and then blamed him for it or whatever, whatnot. So, you know, at the end all be all, looking at that as Babylon, man, things might look nice here, man. You know what I'm saying, man? If I just go get this here whatever, whatnot, you know, where there may be a good paying job, but then you might be at that job all damn day long. You know what I'm saying? And it's taking up a lot of your free time and it's just destroying you. All right. Or chasing after these here women, or you might be in a position of not having a woman, and then you might see these women, but then you have to remind yourself, you know what, I'm doing good right now. But then if I have another, I'm already, how do I say, strapped for time to sit here and invest into the Lord, you know, and invest into, you know, my salvation, making my call and election sure. All right. Now, if I pick up this here other, not to say necessity, this other situation basically that I have to sit here and tend to and take care of, hey, I'm gonna have way too much on my, I already got too much on my plate, then I'm gonna have even more on my plate, man. All right. I'll wind up losing out just because I see something that so-called look good, man. All right. So let me read this again. Micah 2:10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. All right. Stop looking at that Bugatti. This ain't the car that you fucking need. You got 5 kids. You might as well, hey, I know you don't look cool. You don't want to be in this goddamn minivan. But guess what? The minivan is cost efficient. You can afford the minivan and not break your damn bank. All right. You can afford the maintenance on the minivan. You can fit all your kids in there, and you can also pick up the groceries or whatever, whatnot. You're not worried about somebody opening the door on you in the parking lot or whatever, whatnot. So you get what you need, not what you want, man. All right. And a lot of people wind up going out getting things that they want and don't even really need it. And they'll wind up, you know, like you'll see a lot of people go, like, especially women, they'll buy a lot of clothes and stuff like that. Always buying clothes, always buying clothes. And you go look in their closet, they done bought the same outfit 3 or 4 times and they all still got the tags on them. You see what I'm saying? You going off of what you want, not what you need. All right. And the same woman got all these different clothes and 3 or 4 the same damn outfits. But then she ain't, you know what I'm saying, ain't got no food in the refrigerator. All right. Always, hey, man, can you buy this and that for me? I need a plate to eat, man. All right. This is what's going to destroy you, man. All right. But, you know, again, going into being under this here pressure, man, the Lord knows. And hey, this is just our lot right now. All right. So you have to keep that in mind. You know, you have to keep in mind that you have to keep enduring, man. You have to keep going on. You have to put that stuff to the side, man. All right. It's easy to say, but you know what I'm saying? This is something that you got to constantly work on and you constantly do every day, man. You have to constantly remind yourself, man. Hey, use the analogy of the Bugatti, man. Yeah, it would be pretty badass to have a goddamn Bugatti or a Rolls Royce or some shit like that, man. I wouldn't mind having a goddamn Rolls Royce, but then when I think about it, like, well, if it was my only car, first of all, I can't afford no goddamn oil change. I can't afford to goddamn get the tire fixed. You know what I'm saying? If the tire go flat. You know, I remember growing up working for this dude, you know, he had a lot of money. Let me drive his car when my car fucked up. It was a nice ass Lexus, had some nice ass rims on there, some Pirelli P0s on there. I wound up getting a flat tire. It was, you know, he had got it taken care of, but I had to go take the car in to get the tire fixed. One tire, $900. I'm like, you can keep them motherfuckers. I can't afford. Hey, you see what I'm saying? But you trying to keep up with the Joneses, trying to look good with everybody else and try to fit in with everybody else to so-called live a better life. All right. You'll wind up destroying yourself, man. All right. You need to get what you can so-called afford and what's set for you. All right. This ain't our kingdom, man. This is our hell right now. So what you can, you know, you in prison, man. You can't sit there and have a goddamn house party and shit like that and invite all your friends over and shit because why? That ain't your spot, man. You in prison. All right, let me continue on. This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 6. Oh, slide, not 6. This is Hebrews 4:8. For if Yahushua had given them rest, then would he not afterwards have spoken of another day? All right, so what? Because there's prophecies and things that's coming in the future. All right, like what? The RFID chip. All right, the World War III, basically. All right, and our salvation. Basically, Ezekiel 37, the waking up of the saints, gathering of the saints. All right, because especially when these things was written, all right, the days that we living in now had to come to fruition. All right, the elect has to be sealed right now. All right, so what? Yahushua didn't give you rest when he came onto the scene. That wasn't it. That wasn't over at that point in time. All right, because why? There's things that were still spoken of in the future that the servants of the Lord would have to go out there and serve and actually accomplish a task, man. All right. Just because it seemed like, you know, it's like in school, man. Just because you didn't got, it's the end of the school year. You got 2 weeks left. Hey, man, you got to sit there. You still got to go to school them last 2 weeks. And you still got to turn in the work that's assigned for you, man. All right. You've been getting A's the whole school year. All right. Now you're down to the last 2 weeks, but your teacher's still giving you assignments and you decide, wow, we only got 2 weeks left. And you're about to graduate, graduate in high school. You got 2 weeks left. You say, fuck it, I ain't gonna do no more classwork for these last 2 weeks. Well, guess what? All those assignments is building up F. You wanted to graduate and get this here scholarship with a certain percentage GPA average or whatever, whatnot. But now all of a sudden your GPA then went down because you decided to take the last 2 weeks off and be like, you know what, fuck it, I done did good this whole year. I got straight A's the whole year. I'm gonna take off the last 2 weeks because, hey, we about to be out of high school. What you gonna do after? You gonna stop me from graduating? Nah, but it's gonna reflect on your GPA, man. When you gonna try to get into that college, all that stuff that you worked for beforehand, all those A's and all that studying you did to get all those A's and those good grades beforehand, it's not gonna really look the same. You know, you're gonna look just like the dude who just barely made it. Because why? You took the last 2 weeks off and you wound up getting the same amount of F's as he wound up getting. You just got him in a different time frame. All right. So continuing on in Hebrews 4:9. Well, verse 8. For if Yahweh had given them rest, then would he not afterward have spoken of another day? There remaineth therefore a rest to the people of the Most High. All right. For he that is entered into his rest, he also have ceased from his own works as the Most High did from his. All right. So what? So if you entered into your rest, all right, then things should be complete. But what? Things ain't complete. All right. So what? Let's continue on. Verse 11. Let us labor therefore to enter into that rest, lest any man fall after the same example of unbelief. All right. So what? We have to sit here. This is not our rest. All right. This place is polluted. It's going to destroy us. But the scriptures say in verse 11, let us labor therefore to enter into that rest, lest any man fall under the same example of unbelief. So what? You want to sit here and, you want to live it up like the rest of these people here. You know what I'm saying? You want to enjoy life. Really, there's nothing wrong with that because we was created to enjoy life. But what? We wound up going off. All right. So this is our punishment. It's like a person, doing a stint in jail. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's not unrighteous that the motherfucker want to get out of jail. Like, man, I don't want to be here no more. I hate being here, this and that. He not unrighteous for not wanting to be in jail because you ain't supposed to be in jail. But you got to acknowledge that, motherfucker, you fucked up. You know what I'm saying? You broke the law. And your sentence is you got to serve out this here prison term. And once your prison term is over with, and if you have been rehabilitated, then you're going to be put back into, regular society. All right. So that's where we at right now. We didn't wind up getting a 5-year bid in prison. All right. Now we four years in and 6 months. All right. And we over complaining about, oh, we don't like to hear this and that. Again, there's nothing unrighteous about complaining about being where you at. But at the end all be all, because we ain't supposed to be like this. But at the end all be all, hey, let me grab a let me see, is this one here done? Yeah, let me go ahead and grab this here precept real quick. Where is that at? What is it? Oh, Salak, I was just right there. Hang on. This is Micah 7:9. It says, I will bear the indignation of the Most High, Yahweh, because I have sinned against him. Until he plead my cause and execute judgment for me, he will bring me forth to the light, and I shall behold his righteousness. All right. So what? Like I just made the analogy. We don't wind up breaking the law. All right. You know what I'm saying? We decided, look, we ain't gonna pay taxes, bro. Fuck taxes. We ain't gonna pay taxes. Although we was commanded to pay taxes, we not gonna pay taxes. Fuck that. Well, guess what? Uncle Sam then caught up to our ass and then put us in jail for tax evasion. All right, we got a 5-year stint. All right. So what? You know what I'm saying? Of course, it's, it's not wicked to fucking hate being in jail. But then at the end all be all, it's wicked to be in jail. Like, nigga, I ain't did shit wrong. I ain't supposed to be here, blah, blah, blah. Fuck this. Y'all niggas is wicked. Nah. I'm like, yo, man, yeah, I fucked up. I broke the law. I didn't pay my taxes, whatever, whatnot. They gave me a 5-year bid. I'm going to take my 5-year bid. I don't like being here, but I'm going to have to do my bid because why? I realize I fucked up. All right. Micah 7:9. I will bear the indignation of Yahweh because I have sinned against him. I'm going to go ahead and do this here prison bid because you know what? I fucked up and broke the law, man. All right. Until he plead my cause and execute judgment for me, he will bring me forth to the light and I shall behold his righteousness. All right. And like I said, man, this is a temporary stint in prison. All right. We got a release date, man. And our release date is coming up, man. So, you know what I'm saying? You've been away from your family for 5 years. You done missed your kids' birthdays or whatever, whatnot. You miss your kid taking their first step, you know what I'm saying? Or you miss being out here with these women or whatever, whatnot. You've been in jail for 5 years. But guess what? You about to be a free man. So you're going to have all that, their freedom back allotted to you. You can spend all the time you want with your kids and your wife or your family or whatever, whatnot, once you get up out of prison, man. All right? But just understand and know that you got to serve out your sentence, man. All right, that's the condition of the situation that you in. Yay, you broke the law. The judge came down with a punishing sentence. All right, now you in jail serving out your sentence. All right, you didn't get grown tired of being there. But what? You have to finish out your sentence, man. All right. Hey, just like we just read, let us labor into that there rest. This is not your rest. Yeah, this is prison, but let us labor into that rest. Well, how about you work on getting some time cut for good behavior? All right, you in jail and you pissed off and about being there, but you keep how do I say, starting fights and doing all kind of crazy shit. What do you think you're doing? You extending your time, man. You making it worse on yourself, man. Yeah, you in prison and is really, well, you can labor, you know what I'm saying? Labor to get into your rest. You can work on that good behavior to be released, man. All right, that's what we're working on right now. We're working on getting our appeals and our facts together, whatever, whatnot. So when we get our, I think it's called an appeal or whatever, whatnot, when you go back to court and try to, get some time cut or whatever, whatnot. I'm not too familiar with that. I'm just trying to make an analogy, but nevertheless, we got to get our facts and our paperwork together so we can take it back to the damn judge. They're going to give us, all right, so how do you coming back to have your case reviewed or whatever, whatnot. So what'd you bring to us? Well, I ain't bring shit. I just came and showed up. Well, motherfucker, that ain't really showing us nothing. So you might as well go on back to the cell, man. All right. So what? You need to labor for that there rest, man. Get your paperwork together, whatever, whatnot. So when the judge call you up, why should we let you out a little early? What you been doing? Well, look, I've been doing good behavior. I ain't gotten into no fights, no scuffles, no riots. You know what I'm saying? I picked up me a little job. I work out here and whatever, whatnot. You know what I'm saying? I decided to teach some couple classes while I'm here in prison, whatever, whatnot. I think, I'm a reformed citizen. I think that I'm doing a little better. I would, plead to have my case reviewed to see if I can be released a little early. All right. But nevertheless, continuing on. This is Revelation 2:9. It says, I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but the synagogue of Satan. The point here I wanted to grab is in the very beginning. It says, I know thy works, the things that you're doing, how much you laboring and everything like that. All right. The tribulation, the hell you catch, the different things you're going through, and just the plagues that be hitting you in the mind and shit like that. Or just, you can't never do enough, or it's never good enough. You can't just satisfy. Hey, people they just not going to be satisfied, man. But what's more important is that the Lord knows what's going on. All right. The Lord see all the things that's going on. All right. It says, I know thy works and tribulation and poverty. You working all these hours, maybe 2-3 jobs, whatever, whatnot, still paycheck to paycheck. It's like, damn, how the fuck I can't get ahead, a little bit ahead in life or whatever, whatnot, because we under these here curses, man. All right. So it says, I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. How are we rich? Because why? First and foremost, talking about the elect, being the first fruits of coming into the kingdom of heaven, we laboring into this here rest, man. We laboring to get up out of this here prison, man. We laboring into that heaven, man, to get the kingdom of heaven. So what? That's why we rich. First of all, we Israelites, all right? So we're going to inherit the kingdom of heaven, all right? But nevertheless, of the elect, we laboring to get up out of here, man. All right. The Lord is, the Lord see our work, and the Lord see the labor of love that we doing towards him. All right. And he gonna reward us for that, man. All right. This is 1 Thessalonians chapter 1, verse 2. We give thanks to Yahweh always for you all, making mention of you in our prayers. So that's one thing that, to keep in mind, man. Hey, keep the, all the Akim in your prayers, man. Because why? You might not know the labors or the trials and tribulations that they going through, man. All right. Pray for him. If a brother come to you talking about, he down or out or whatever, whatnot, there's a lot of shit going on with him, whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Don't just brush it off. Oh, fuck it. That's just what we got to go through. Put up some prayers for that brother, man. Pray that the Lord comfort that brother, man. Pray that the Lord take some of his burdens off his back. Pray that the Lord bless that brother with the spirit to endure, man. That's what you should be doing to uplift your brother, man, to help get that burden up off of your brother's back. But nevertheless, even you that watch these videos, man, pray for the people that's teaching you, man. All right. This is not an easy job or easy task for us to do, man. All right. But nevertheless, pray for those that are out here laboring. All right. It says, we give thanks always to Yahweh. We give thanks to Yahweh always for you all, making mention of you in our prayers, remembering without ceasing your work of faith and labor of love and patience of hope and our Lord Yahweh Shah HaMashiach in the sight of Yahweh our Father. All right. So going back, it says, remembering without ceasing your work of faith. All right. So think about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, we don't know the day nor the hour when the Lord's going to come and return. All right. No man knows the day or the hour except for the Most High Yahweh. All right. So what? We out here laboring with faith. All right. We laboring with faith that look, and also that the Lord's going to bless us to endure, man. All right. And also that the Lord may have mercy on us, man. This is why we out here doing the work, man. But what? It's like, what is faith of, basically it's like the things that you can't see, man. All right. So look, you just going off of faith, man. Look, you believing what the Most High says. So look, I know things is rough. I know things is hard right now, whatever, whatnot. You know what I'm saying? It don't seem like we can see an end in sight. Well, we can actually see the end in sight, but nevertheless, metaphorically, you seem like you can't see the end in sight. But guess what, man? Just keep laboring. Remember, when you first came into this, all the things that you stepped out on faith with. Like I said, you didn't went this here far. All right. You don't want to sit there and give up now. And then all the things you've labored for beforehand is all forgotten about, man. All right. It says, remember without ceasing your work of faith and your labor of love. All right. Your labor of love towards who? The Most High, his son. All right. His sheep, their sheep. You know what I'm saying? Look, this is a labor of love. You how do I say? You sacrificing and giving up a lot of the things in your life to push this your work, man. All right. I know a brother in the camp right now who's been in this truth since he was 18, man. All right. So what? He wound up missing out on so-called life as far as, here in Babylon, what you would do after you get 18, get out of high school, so-called enjoy life a little bit, live life a little bit, jump off the porch a little bit, But nevertheless, since he was 18 all the way up into this here time, man, hey, that's where that brother's been. So what? That's you got to remember about these things, man. Damn, homeboy didn't sacrifice the whole lot, man. And I can understand that because why? I didn't come into this thing until I was a lot older. You know what I'm saying? So I had already been and did all that bullshit or whatever, whatnot, you know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, like, damn, man, I don't even know if I could have made it through all of those things, you know what I'm saying? So, hey, put up prayers for that brother, man. Pray to that brother be able to endure, man. All right? So it says, remember without ceasing your work of faith and your labor of love and patience and hope. All right? Because this is the hope and the patience and the hope and the faith of the saints, man. We patiently waiting on our redemption, man. We patiently waiting to get up out of here, man. We patiently waiting on salvation. We patiently waiting on our rest, man. We patiently waiting to get home to take off our motherfucking sweaty ass work boots and these sweaty ass clothes, take a shower and sit down on the couch or lay down in the bed and just rest from all of our works. All right. But what? The job ain't done yet, man. We got to continue and finish this here job until the last little bit of this here job is done. Then we can go home and we can rest, man. All right. And ultimately, you don't want to be resting here because all this bullshit here is about to be turned to missile food anyway, man. So what? You're going to, go out and try to rest and, oh, man, I need this. I need that to feel better about but it's all going to get turned to missile food, man. All right. And these things here can destroy you and will destroy you, man. Oh, man, I just want one of these badass bitches out here. Yeah, you don't want to trade this here truth for one of them because not only will you fall apart the truth, you know what I'm saying? I mean, hey, you can get a righteous woman, you know what I'm saying? Hey, the Lord can bless you with a woman, not saying that, but, the majority of these women out here is hey, you know what I'm saying? They're going to want a lot of your time and your attention or whatever, whatnot, and not understand that you got to work for the Lord, man. All right, this is going to cause contention and arguments and things like that, man. You'll wind up falling up out the truth if you want to start chasing this here woman. And ultimately, at the end of the day, hey, man, the Lord will wind up cursing you, man. That woman will wind up going out and cheating on you. All right, sleep with another man, taking your last little dollar. She might wind up getting pregnant by you. Now you got child support. Now you got all these damn burdens on your back. Hey, man, you thought it was worse beforehand, but now you got to do all of this. And guess what, man? The Lord don't even want to hear your cries no more because why? You turned your back on him. So what do you think he's going to do to you, man? All right. So what? You have to continue on with this here patience and hope in the Lord. All right. You got to, patiently wait and hope for salvation, man. All right. It says, verse 4, knowing, brethren, beloved, your election of the Most High. So we got a duty. All right. We was called forth to do a job, man. All right. We can't go home to the, how do I say? There's certain jobs to where, you got to be the last one out, man, no matter what the circumstance or the situation may be, man. You can't just be the first one up out the damn building when calamities come to pass, man, like, let's say for bus drivers or something like that, or people have to evacuate school teachers. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, the building is on fire. Everybody should be getting up out the building, you know what I'm saying? Or managers at a job or a plant or something like that, Hey, I remember when I at a plant I used to work at, whenever things went wrong or, the building catching fire, or there was a gas leak or ammonia leak or some crazy shit like that, man. We all had to evacuate the building. They say, drop everything and just get the fuck up out the building. You know what I'm saying? But guess what? The supervisor, he got to be the last one in the building. It could be leaking ammonia. You start breathing that shit in, your ass will just fucking die, man. All right, there could be a fire in the building. You might get trapped in there because you got to make sure you the last one out. You done checked all these things. You made sure you shut off these these valves or whatever, whatnot. Make sure things don't explode or whatever, whatnot. But guess what, man? You have a job and you was elected to be that supervisor, that manager. All right, you getting paid more than the rest of these people, but you have whose much is given, much is required, man. You got way more on your plate, man. All right, so bringing that into this here truth, man. Look, the Lord called you to be his servant, the prophets. All right, to bring back the children of Israel. All right. But what? Also, you're going to be the first fruits into the kingdom of heaven. All right. The first fruits of these spiritual gifts and all these different things. So guess what? You have to, first and foremost, make your call and election sure, man. But then you also have to acknowledge that you've been put in this here position. All right. Let me go from there. This is Hebrews chapter 6 and 9. But beloved, we are persuaded better things of you, and things that accompany salvation, though we thus speak. All right. So what the scripture is telling you, look, there's a lot more better things in salvation, even though we tell you about things, even the things that we tell you, there's way more than that. All right. Verse 10, for the Most High is not unrighteous to forget your work and labor of love, which you have showed towards his name, and that you have ministered to his saints and do minister. So going back to remembering, hey, you was called here to do a job, man. All right. You was called here to labor. You was called here to do this here work, to raise up the elect, man, to preach and edify. All right. But nevertheless, like the analogy I made, being a supervisor of the damn plant, when things go wrong, yeah, you was put in this position to manage and supervise these people. You got to watch over these people, man. So when things go wrong, yeah, the building is on fire. It's wise that everybody, we want everybody about the building, but guess what? You got to be the last one inside the building, man. And if somebody's, you go and do roll call and somebody is missing, you got to go back inside the damn burning building and go look for that person, man. All right, yeah, we paying you a lot more money than everybody else, but with that bigger paycheck, man, you're going to have a lot more responsibilities, all right? You don't get the same paycheck that they get, but you also don't got the same responsibilities that they got, all right? Let me read verse 10 again. It says, for the Most High is not unrighteous to forget your work and labor of love, which you have showed towards his name, and that you have ministered to his saints and do minister. And we desire that every one of you do show the same diligence and full assurance to the hope unto the end, all right? Verse 12, that you be not slothful, but followers of them who through faith and patience inherit the promise. All right. So what? You don't want to be slothful. You don't just want to give up. Oh man, they ain't appreciating what I got going on, or I'm tired. I want to just give up or whatever, whatnot. Nah, man, you can't do that, man. The Most High is not going to, first and foremost, the Most High see what you got going on, man. All right. The Most High see what you're going through and all the different things. Man might not see all those different things. Man might not be able to understand what you're going through, and you might not have a probable answer to be able to give to them why, what you gave wasn't good enough for them. But what? The Most High see all of this, man. The Most High understand what you're going through. The Most High the one who put you in that position. He know what the hell you're going through, man. All right. So it says, verse 11 again, and we desire that every one of you do show the same diligence of faith. Salakia. And we desire that every one of you do show the same diligence to the full assurance of hope unto the end. So you got to finish to the end. That you be not slothful, but followers of them who through faith and patience inherit the promises. All right. So you have to through patience and faith, is the way you're gonna wind up enduring to the end to be able to inherit the promises of the Most High. All right. Let me go to the book of you know what? I was thinking of another precept. Give me a second. You know what? Let me just get this real quick. This is Matthew chapter 19, verse 27. And then answered Peter and said unto him, behold, we have forsaken all and have followed thee. What shall we have therefore? All right. So we didn't gave up our whole damn life. You know what I'm saying? Not even going into, we just want to go out and go party, this and snap. But look, literally, you ain't got no time for nothing, man. You ain't got no time to enjoy, to enjoy nothing. You see what I'm saying? It's just constant work, man. All right. So the question here is asked again. This is again, you're not in the wrong spirit. You're like, damn, man, this is like a whole lot of work. This is a whole lot, whatever, whatnot. But at the end all be all, this is why we have the scriptures. All right. So the same thing that you going through now is the same thing the apostles and the disciples was going through beforehand. All right. Matthew 19 and 27. Then answered Peter and said unto him, behold, we have forsaken all and have followed thee. What shall we have therefore? And Yahushua said unto them, verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. All right. So what? When the Lord come and he take his possession and he start ruling and reigning, all right, you're going to be a joint heir with him, and you're going to partake along with that, man. All right. Because why? When he came in this here time, he wound up giving up everything, man. All right. Like how we can sit here and claim, we gave up everything. He literally gave up everything, man. all the way up into his life. And guess what? He became the first fruit of the first fruits, man. All right. But guess what? You're going to be a joint heir with him. You know what I'm saying? You take up the same burden, the same cross. You got to do the same thing, man. All right. So, well, let me just read it. Verse 28. And Yahushua said unto them, verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, now, first of all, it says, that ye which have followed me, all right? Now, not just following in word, but also in work itself, working in faith. You actually have to do some work the same way he did his work, all right? He gave up all these different things, like when his mother and father, where you was at? Don't you know I was about my father's business, all right? Now, his mother and his biological father was asking about that, but he said, don't you know I'm about my father's business? And like I said, you might be in the same scenario with your family. Oh, how come you don't want to come to family reunion or your grandmama birthday and this and that? Oh, you can make time. You can find some time to make. I'm just asking you, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm speaking on my own scenario, my own situations like this right now. All right. Because why? You like, you know, is it a real example? You know, families like, oh man, your grandmama birthday coming up and we all trying to get together and this and that. And we trying to get all of us down here. It would just make her so happy to, man, fuck all of that. First of all, I don't really get down with none of y'all like that because y'all all like damn near, y'all bugged out, put it that way, first and foremost. And all y'all wickedness, you know what I'm saying? And all y'all getting to y'all alcoholism and being alcoholic. I don't want to be around all that just in my own personal carnal life, let alone, why the hell do I want to like, how do I say, forget about the Lord to go serve some goddamn heathens and shit like that, man. Y'all can't save me. The Lord's going to be able to save me. You see what I'm saying? Or vice versa. Even if you don't have the same scenario that I was in or whatever, whatnot, you might want to go do all that. But what you know what's more expedient, more important, man. You're going to come back and you're going to get, you know, your grandmother back and all these people back. And you're going to be able to spend all the time in righteousness with them with all the riches of the world, man. All right. So verse 28, and Yahweh shall say unto them, verily I say unto you, that which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit upon the throne of his glory, you also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. And everyone that has forsaken houses, or brethren, or sisters, or father, or mother, or wife, or children, or lands, for my name's sake, shall receive 100-fold and shall inherit everlasting life. But many that are first shall be last, and the last shall be first. So what, going into, you know, forsaking all these different things, you know, everyone that's forsaken houses, you know what I'm saying? You might have had a good job or whatever, whatnot, to live in this real big, nice house or whatever, whatnot, but it's taking up all your time. You had to get a different job to be able to do this here work, which means you might have to live into a smaller place. All right. Or you might have to live with family or whatever, whatnot, because, hey, you can't maintain that one job that you wound up having on your own to be able to pay your own bills, even though you're still living paycheck to paycheck. You know what I'm saying? Or brethren. All right. You might be going out with or brethren or sisters. You know what I'm saying? Hey, they might want to go out to your birthday party, go hang out. Let's go out and go have fun. Let's go vacation. Nah, because see, you don't realize you about to get caught like a thief in the night, man. I'm trying to tell you about this and that, but you don't have time for the Lord. Why the hell do I want to ignore the Lord and his time to go out with your ass and you lost in the sauce anyway? Trying to figure out, well, what can I do? What can I do this? Well, you can start by seeking the Lord. Well, what else can I do besides seeking the Lord? Well, if that's your mindset, why the hell do I want to go hang out with you? Your life is already destroyed. I don't want to be in the same boat as you. All right. So I got to forsake you at this point in time. I got to understand and realize the severity of the situation that we in right now, man. I understand that you bugged the fuck out right now. All right. So I got to sit here and labor, Lord willing, that, you know, they of my household and they that hear me may be saved, man. But Lord willing, you know what I'm saying, that we all be saved, and in the kingdom of heaven, we're going to be able to enjoy our time together, man. All right. So it says, brother or sister or father or mother, white, you know, father or mother. Hey, let's go out and hang out, or my birthday party coming up, this and that. We want to go out to the club, go drinking for my birthday. We're going to go take a cruise for my birthday or some shit. Nah, man, I got to go do the work of the Lord, man. I don't have time to be out here and enjoying life, man. This is not my rest. All right. This might be your rest, because why? The rest was blinded. You know what I'm saying? They you know, they don't see the things, you know, like scripture say, blessed are the eyes will see the things that you see, man. Measure the time diligently. All right. The vision is yet for a point in time, man. We see these prophecies coming to pass. We see that the end is here. You blinded. You don't see all these things. I'm not going to get caught as a thief in the night. You know, I'm not going to be like those 5 unwise virgins with no lamp oil, because I want to go out and go party with some goddamn heathen that don't even appreciate, you know, the things that I'm doing for the Lord, man. All right. It says wife or children. You know what I'm saying? Hey, like I said, you might be going into this here truth for the wife or whatever, whatnot, but then you always out on the highways and the byways, always with the brother and always putting up videos. And she's like, why you don't spend enough time with me and the kids and this and that, you know? And may want to separate from you and take the kids away from you, all right? It says, or lands for my name's sake, you know, going back into the houses or whatever, whatnot. It says, you know, let me read it again, verse 29. And everyone that has forsaken houses, brethren, sisters, or father, or mother, or wife, or children, or lands for my name's sake shall receive 100-fold and shall inherit everlasting life. So guess what? You might have given up, you know what I'm saying, with, you know, little things on this side. And I say little things on this side, what you might think is big things, but it's little things on this side, because everything that you got over here, or that you might want to enjoy here, it's all tainted, man. Like the scripture says, this is not your rest. It's polluted. It's going to destroy you, man. All right. So maybe that wife or the woman that you got, you know, not saying you shouldn't love her or whatever, whatnot, but ultimately, hey, if she's not in this truth, if she's not righteous and righteousness, you know what I'm saying, and humble and playing her part is how do I say, playing the part as a woman of, you know, a man of the Lord, you know what I'm saying, then, hey, man, you don't need to be wasting your time with that, because at the end all be all, man, the Lord will wind up, how do I say, taking you about the truth and leaving you with her, and she'll run you through the damn ringer, man. All right. Let me grab one more, and we're going to close out. This is Matthew 24, 13 and 14. All right. Matthew 24 and 13, it says, but he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached into all the world for a witness unto all nations, then the end shall come. All right. So going back into this, it says, but he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. So you have to make it into the end. You have to put up with this here burden. All right. You have to put up with all these different things, man. You have to endure into the end, because like I said, man, hey, the Lord is not, or like the scripture said, the Lord is not unrighteous to forget your work and your labor of love. The Lord see what you're doing, man. The Lord know about all the stresses you're going through. The Lord hear you cry. When you crying, silent crying, and your prayers at night to the Lord about, oh, I just need a little time, I need a little rest. You know what I'm saying? You might just, hey, man, it's like when you get up to go to work and you got that job that you hate going to all the damn time, man. And you want to just, man, I wish I could just sleep in today, man. I wish I could just have one fucking day off. I wish I could just do this just one time, man. Just give me one damn day off, man. And the Lord hear all those different things. But guess what? Like the scripture we just read, man, you're going to wind up receiving 100-fold, man. All right. You're not doing this here. You know, you're not sitting here putting in all these here hours, and then, you know what I'm saying, the Lord not going to just repay you back for all those things. All right. Well, if you take your hand off the plow, all right, you give up, then yeah, all those things are going to be forgotten. But what? You have to endure into the end, man. You have to make it to the finish line. All right. Yeah, it's hot outside, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, whatnot. And it might be hot outside, and you got one more layer of bricks to lay or whatever, whatnot, one corner of the roof to finish. Hey, man, just go ahead and finish. And then once you get done, you'll wind up getting your paycheck. Or going back to that jail analogy. Look, man, you 4 years and 6 months into a 5-year stint, man. You've been going with this good behavior the whole time, working your little job. People still picking at you in the jail and harassing you. You just want to say something to them. The guards is fucking with you, but you're doing your best to hold your tongue. You're doing your best to just keep walking that path of righteousness or whatever, whatnot. It's easy to slip off of that path. Hey, man, but what? You got to keep doing what you're doing. Be like, you know what? In 6 more months, I'll be free and I ain't got to worry about this no more, man. All right. When the judge go to review my case, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, wow. We noticed that, people was trying to push you close to the edge or whatever, whatnot. But we see that you kept your head up, you know what I'm saying? And did what you had to do. You know what? We're going to, 4 years, 8 months in, the judge be like, you know what? We reviewed your case. We're going to let you out a couple months early off of good behavior, man. All right. But nevertheless, and I say that to say, like the scripture say, the Lord is not unrighteous to forget your work and your labor of love, man. All right. So like I was making an analogy about being in jail, man. Hey, man, them people who are watching and looking at your case and they're going to review. I can't speak for them like that, but nevertheless, in righteousness, they can review your case. Like, all right, well, you doing your due diligence, you showing your work and your labor of love. So, you know what, we're gonna count that for something. You see what I'm saying? While everybody else is out here being heathen and stacking up more and more time, you actually working to get your time cut off, man. All right, so I wanted to bring this here out. Lord willing, it was edifying to the elect. Maybe to edify and comfort, exhort some brothers who might be going through the same things or whatever, whatnot, and feel like you can't never do enough. But what? Ultimately, the Most High see all your works, man. At the end all be all, how brothers say, hey, man, the Most High see what you're doing in the dark is going to come to the light. Same with this on both sides, man. The Lord see all your work and your labor of love, your sacrifices that you're making, man. The Lord see what you're doing, even though sometimes men might not be able to see it in their own sight. You know what I'm saying? They might not be able to see what you're doing. They may not be able to justify it. You know what I'm saying? Your family and people like that. Oh, you always ain't never got no time for us. This and that. You always this and that. You a bad this and bad that. You a bad husband, a bad father. But guess what? The Most High see what you got going on. All right. And the Most High is going to repay you back for that, man. All right. Because why? You trying to be righteous in the Most High sight. Forget what man got to say, man. All right. So Lord willing, like I said, this was edifying into the elect. I'm going to go ahead and close out with that and say, Call halal Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Rachakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of great millstone that taught us this truth and that rule well. And citation and much love for you. I can push in this truth and sincerity in the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. Until next time, I say, stay strong and shalom.